The town of Nerja, once a sleepy fishing village, has become a very popular coastal resort destination. It is located just 50 kilometers from Malaga and sits at the eastern edge of the Costa del Sol. On our visit to Nerja, we'll also be taking a quick trip up into the hills to explore the white village of Frigiliana, which is supposed to be one of the most picturesque in Spain. Then we'll find a few of the hidden natural beaches near the neighboring town of Maro. But first, let's start off the trip right in the heart of Old Town Nerja. This is Plaza de Cabana, one of the main areas for shops and restaurants here in the center. And we're going to keep following the street this way and head down towards the water. And here is the water. It looks really nice.
Yeah,
and
this part is really cool.
Yeah, and this is actually the balcony of Europe right here that we're heading to. Probably the most famous thing here in Nerja. The views are supposed to be amazing, and I can already see that they are. The mountains over there. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So here we are. This is the balcony of Europe, or Balcón de Europa, and the view is amazing. Look at that. Wow.
It really is incredible. The water looks so nice, but especially the mountains
And the
behind.
cliffs. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Really looks amazing. And there's a beach down there too that looks really nice.
Yeah.
And here is the beach. It's a small one, but really nice actually. It's probably even the best beach we've seen in Spain so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's actually really cute and reminds me of beaches in Portugal in some way.
There's actually some people suntanning, and there were even some people swimming that we saw, but it's not very warm today. We're actually in a little bit warmer clothes. There was a storm last night, so the bad weather that we had mentioned before did actually come last night. It was pretty bad, really windy and a lot of rain, and now it's a bit colder today.
Yeah, it's windy and it's really, it's like 21 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, the high today was only 70 Fahrenheit, and now it's much cooler than that since it's getting into the evening, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are still enjoying, obviously. I guess if you came on vacation for the beach, you're gonna find a way to enjoy it either way.
Yeah.
It does still feel nice though. It doesn't feel cold, but we're comfortable like this. We're going back behind these rocks here to see if there's anything else on the other side. If there's maybe another beach or something. There's some small coves over on the other side here, and looks like maybe a way up back over this way as well. Looks like the stairs back up this way are actually closed, so we'll have to go back the way we came. But this is really pretty over here. There's a good view of the mountains through this way. So we're right below the balcony of Europe down here, and there's this path that we think might take us over to the beach on the other side. We're gonna see if we can get there. The waves are still pretty big from the storm yesterday, I think. Some of them are even crashing and spraying up over this. We made it down to the beach on the other side, and it looks like there's a little bit of a walkway, so we're probably gonna keep following this and head up there, see where it goes. There's another beach down on the other side here, and this is definitely the biggest one of them so far. They all look really nice and definitely do remind us of Portugal with the cliffs behind them. It's nice. This path brought us right back up into the center. It was a nice little walk past those three beaches. Really pretty views.
Yeah, really beautiful. And now we're gonna go and sit and enjoy the views and the sunset before we start heading back to the bus.
We got a couple of ice creams to have while we sit and enjoy this view.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How's yours?
Really good, really good. I got banana and Cala, perfect combination.
It's time for us to head back to the bus so we can make it back to our Airbnb for the night. But we had a really good day walking around the area. We like it a lot. Maybe even more than Marbella. They're pretty similar towns, beach resorts, but yeah, I think this one's pretty nice.
Yeah, but we have more to see in this area, so we'll see you back here again tomorrow.
Good morning, guys. We are right back in Nerja today, and today we're actually getting on a bus to Frigiliana. Frigiliana is a white village just up the road from here in Nerja, and it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful in all of Spain, so we're really excited to see it. There's a bus here that we're about to get on. There's a schedule posted right on the kiosk where you buy tickets, but apparently we just buy tickets on the bus, so we should be getting on and getting to Frigiliana within just a few minutes. We've arrived in Frigiliana. The ride up here was already really beautiful. This town is in the hills above Nerja, and we're completely surrounded by mountains here, so the scenery is amazing. We're gonna start exploring the town and try to find some viewpoints of the hills around us here.
So we're entering the historic center of Frigiliana, and it looks really nice actually. A typical Spanish white villages, except that so far this one looks prettier than the ones we've seen before or that we've seen in the pictures. Definitely a really cute place.
It's so nice exploring some of these smaller streets here. The whole town is really picturesque. So many plants and decorations, tiles, colors. It looks really good. You can just get lost through here. It's like a maze. And then when you come out of one of these streets and see the mountains surrounding, it's even better. Yeah, look at the town through there. Oh wow, there's a really good view of the sea also. I think that's what makes this one really special. We're gonna follow this road up above the town here and try to get as high as we can and as good of a view as we can. It's already amazing, as you can see, but we want to try to see the whole town and the mountains around from above. So we're going to see where this leads. There's so many fruit orchards up here. We've seen bananas, pomegranates, and avocados, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other things. It's getting really pretty as we come up higher. We came to a viewpoint that looks over the other direction at the mountains behind Frigiliana, and it is so beautiful. It's crazy how big these mountains are right up against the coast. Reminds me of some of what we saw in Montenegro. Really, really beautiful. And there's a sign here that says this is Parque Natural Sierras Tejeda that we're looking at here. Definitely glad we came up here. It's not a view over the town, but these mountains are maybe even more beautiful. We found a trail next to that viewpoint there, and we're gonna see where it goes. We think that this might take us back down into town a different way, looking at the map, but we're not really sure. We're gonna just explore a little bit. We did find a viewpoint up here over the whole town. It's really amazing. Seeing it from this perspective, it's so beautiful down in the valley between these hills and then the sea out that way. Definitely glad we found this and came up here. Along this path, there's several of these viewpoints like this, ruins of something. It looks like this part on Google Maps was actually labeled as some sort of castle, this whole area. There's definitely not a castle here, but I don't know what this used to be. Really amazing views though, back on these mountains again. Looks so nice. And you can actually see the dry riverbed down there. That might be one of the hikes. While we were here, we actually really wanted to do the Rio Chiar hike, but unfortunately it's closed right now. I don't know if this is that one or if this is a different riverbed, but still really beautiful from up here. We're glad we at least found this. The way we came down was actually really nice. We're getting back into the town now. If you see this place, the Garden Restaurant, go that way. And you'll end up there with really amazing views. Definitely worth it. We're back down to the bus stop in Frigiliana here. And the bus is arriving, but there's so many people here. It's kind of a mess. It was actually a similar situation when we were on our way here this morning. Not everyone made it on the bus, so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure if we're actually going to be able to get it, but we'll see. We just barely made it on. It is very crowded. We're back at the bus stop here in Nerja, and we're gonna be heading back to our Airbnb for the day now. This was not our plan for the day, actually. We were in a rush to get back here because we had a few more things we wanted to do. But unfortunately, there's just not enough transportation options here for us to be able to get enough done in a day. It's mostly our fault because the place we chose to stay in is kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's only a couple buses the whole day that go back and forth between where we're staying and here. And especially on the weekend, today's Saturday, it's a lot more crowded and there's less buses, so kind of a bad combination. Basically every bus we've taken today has had people that weren't able to get on because it was full. So we've gotten pretty lucky with that. It's actually really crowded here for this bus. Nina's saving our spot in line over there. We hope we're gonna be able to get on. Otherwise, we don't really know what we're gonna do. There's no Ubers available, which is another reason that we weren't able to do some of the things we want. We were thinking, okay, we'll just get an Uber to head towards the things we wanna do and then we'll have enough time. But no, there's no Ubers at all. So a little bit challenging. We definitely made a mistake, but since it's gonna be daylight still when we get back, I will show you guys why we chose to stay in this place. Still probably not worth it, honestly, but you'll see why we chose it. So we did miss the bus. We've been waiting in this line that's not moving at all. What happened is this ticket office didn't open until 5 minutes before the bus was supposed to leave. And then we tried to buy tickets on the bus, which we've been doing previous days, but he would not let us and said that everyone had to come wait in this line, which wasn't moving. And so the bus actually left half empty. So now I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. We're gonna just ask them what our next option is. So we ended up getting tickets for the next bus, which was an hour and 45 minutes later. And apparently we were lucky to even be able to get tickets for that one because he told us those were the last tickets left. So yeah, this transportation's kind of a mess here. What's frustrating is we were actually there on time. We were there early, but the ticket office just didn't open. So then there were a lot of other people like us in the same situation. We just don't understand why the guy left without waiting for people to be able to buy tickets. I don't know, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get back soon. It's gonna be later than we wanted at this point. In hindsight, we should have just stayed in Frigiliana, taken our time there and enjoyed it more, but doesn't matter. We'll get back soon and we'll come back tomorrow and be able to do a few more things. So we made it back to our Airbnb, stopped by the grocery store so we can make some dinner, and let me show you guys the place here that made us decide to struggle with all these buses every day. Here's the view from our window here, which opens up completely, by the way. Look at this. Pretty amazing. The sea is right there. We can see the sun setting. Incredible. So I hope you understand why we chose this and decided to deal with these buses every day. I can also put some videos of the apartment that we took before we made it a mess and while it was actually daytime out, so you guys can see what it looks like. But yeah, that's it for today. We'll be back going to Nerja tomorrow to finish what we wanted to do today. So see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Today we took the bus a little bit further down the road. We're in the town of Maro, and we're gonna spend our last day seeing some of the beaches in this area. Not really a perfect beach day. It's cloudy and a bit cooler, but we read that these are actually some of the best beaches in the area, so we wanted to make sure we see them before we go. So we are heading down to the beach now. The area over on this side of Nerja is much less developed. There's a lot of agriculture, these greenhouses are everywhere, and certainly not lined with high-rise buildings like where we're staying in parts of Nerja. Definitely starting to walk through the middle of nowhere here, lined by these orchards. I think these are maybe avocado trees. Yeah, but this is what we wanted, to come to more of a secluded, natural beach. So yeah, hopefully it'll be nice. Here we are at Playa Caleta, right down there. Apparently it says it's a nude beach, which we didn't know about, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem because it looks like the only people here are some fishermen. No one's really on this beach, which is exactly what we wanted, to find a nice secluded one. I don't think anyone would really be able to find this walking through all those fields to get here. But it looks beautiful. We're down on the beach now. It's really nice and peaceful down here. Just a couple other people on the whole beach. It's too bad the weather isn't better, but we can't really complain. We've been traveling for about 2 months now and it's been perfect almost every day. So yeah, just happy to be here. Glad we came and found this one. It started raining a little bit. This was not in the forecast for today. We're just gonna hope it stops. We don't really have anywhere to hide right now, so hopefully it'll improve.
Yeah.
Before we go, I just wanted to come out to the end of the beach onto these rocks. And it's pretty cool over here. From up here, you can really see how clear and nice the water is. It looks really good. We are gonna get going now though. See a few more beaches on our walk. Just as we're leaving, the sun is starting to peek out and the water's beginning to look really nice, but it's fine. Hopefully it'll stay sunny for the next beach. We've been walking up the road a little bit and now we can see down onto the next beach we're gonna stop at, Playa de Maro. This is a much more well-known beach, the most popular in this area, so there's definitely gonna be more people down there, but it's supposed to be one of the best also, so we're gonna go down there and check it out. We made it down onto the beach. Definitely not as secluded as the previous one. There's some sunbeds here. More people for sure. Kayak rentals, a restaurant. But still really beautiful. And definitely not completely developed. Still in a rural area here. It's nice. And the sun is finally starting to come out, which is even better. We saw some people come from over this way. So we're gonna see how far we can get. The water's so nice back here. On these rocks, you can really see how clear it is. So beautiful. It's always these hidden spots back on the other side of rocks that are the most beautiful. So what do you think of this beach?
It's really nice actually. I like that there's not that many people, even if it's the main beach. I mean, there's a couple of people, but it's not as crowded, so it feels really secluded. But also, as soon as the sun came out, the water looks so nice, and it's really beautiful. Beautiful nature in this area.
Where I saw people earlier was up there. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna get there though. Maybe I won't be able to, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not really sure how people got any further than this. I'd love to get up there and see the view, but I'm not gonna rock climb for it right now. The view, even from here though, is still really nice. This cove is really beautiful here. You can see the whole beach back that way and the cliffs. Definitely a really pretty one. There's people here snorkeling now. It actually looks like a really good spot for it. Really clear water here, the clearest we've seen so far. We spent some time sitting enjoying this beach and the sun while it was out, but we're gonna keep moving now and try to see one, maybe two more spots on our walk here before we head back. I did put my feet in the water while we were here, and the water is so cold. I was really surprised by that. I thought it'd be a little bit warmer. The air, when the sun comes out, actually feels really nice. Like the temperature feels nice, but the water, it's freezing, which I didn't really expect. So yeah, not gonna swim. I was hoping to, but yeah, not gonna happen right now. And it's actually starting to get really windy, and it looks like maybe more clouds are coming. I think it's supposed to rain later tonight, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, for now, just gonna keep walking. We really liked this beach though. We enjoyed it for a while. It was nice to be here. That tower way up above the beach there is actually where we're gonna try to get to next if we can figure out how. To get up to that tower, we actually had to come all the way back tomorrow, the opposite direction. As you can see, the tower's, well, I don't know if you can see, but it's way over there. We're further away from it now. These roads just aren't very well connected, so it's kind of a long walk to get there. But yeah, we're just gonna follow along the main road now until we can turn off and get up there and try to see the view. It's getting windier and windier though. I hope the rain doesn't come earlier than expected because there are some clouds coming back that way. Okay guys, so I actually changed of plans. So past this point, going the way we wanted to go, there's actually no more sidewalk. So we'd have to be literally walking on the main road. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna head back towards Nerja. And there's some beaches between here, Maro and Nerja, that we haven't seen yet. So we're gonna go see those on the way back instead. So we'll still see something, but not exactly what we planned. We're trying to find another beach back in the direction towards Nerja, and it's taking us back through one of these rural areas again. We'll see how this one is, but the secluded one last time ended up being really nice, so maybe this will be another good one. We just came around the corner and there's this really cool old bridge and the aqueduct behind it. Really interesting. We weren't expecting to see any of this since we just changed our plan at the last minute, but this is pretty cool. There's a path right up here that I think is gonna get us closer to the aqueduct to get a view of it. And I believe it also comes down this way and goes under this bridge. And I'm pretty sure the beach that we were just looking at is down there. So I'm not really sure. We're gonna try to find out if we can, but yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. Some of these agricultural areas we've walked through have been pretty interesting. Like for example, this down here, this is like down inside of this canyon, and someone has some animals over here. There was a goat and a horse that passed by and actually went inside that cave back there. I think those might be turkeys inside the cage there. I don't know, we've just seen a lot of like kind of interesting places, farms and agricultural areas sort of just like, you know, down in these random areas that seem pretty hard to get to. We came and got a closer view of the aqueduct from down here. It looks pretty cool. I don't know anything about it though. Don't know how old it is or if it's still in use. I guess probably not, but yeah, pretty interesting to see it. Again, not what we were expecting to see today, but interesting, glad we did. So we think following this path down, the other direction from the aqueduct is gonna lead us down to a beach. We're gonna find out what's down here at the end of it. This path is really cool here. It's like a tunnel under these plants. Really interesting. Yeah, look at this. Nina's a little bit scared, but I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I just think it's a little bit sketchy.
It's obviously a path that's been cleared though through all this, and we saw a lot of other people coming back here.
Oh yeah. The part I was more concerned about are those houses on the way that seem half abandoned, but there's obviously some people in there, so we kind of weren't sure who's actually living in those houses.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot of shacks and also even some tents of people obviously living down here. So yeah, I wouldn't come down here at night or anything like that, but we saw other tourists coming and doing the same, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
This one here is even more like an actual tunnel. It looks kind of long too. We're gonna have to like duck through it. Really feels like we're in a jungle back here. Oh wow, another one. This one looks even longer.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Oh, there's like a stream flowing through here too. Wow. Just keeps going. We need to get around the water here. This is crazy. I'm surprised that we actually saw several people coming down and doing this. No. I really have no idea how much further the beach is. I feel like I can hear waves though. Oh wow, yeah, there it is. There's the water. That's cool. That is pretty cool. Beautiful. Look at those rocks. Wow. And that side too. This is pretty great. I'm actually really glad we found this. What do you think?
Yeah, it's really nice. It was worth walking past them.
Yeah. This is cool. We found this completely by accident. I mean, we would have never known this was here.
It's not a clear path that there's any kind of beach. We just saw it on the map, and there wasn't even like a clear way to get to here. So yeah, we found it by accident.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
when we saw we couldn't get to the other place we were trying to go, we just saw this beach on the map in between where we were and Nerja on our way back, and we just decided, well, we can see that beach, and had no idea that this would be the way to it. Google Maps actually wasn't really able to tell us how to get to it. We just kind of walked in that direction and found it. Interesting.
Someone's cooking here.
Oh yeah.
Was cooking.
Someone's camping or something. Interesting. Yeah, cool. The waves are starting to get really big and it's gotten really windy, so yeah, it definitely seems like there's a storm coming tonight. We're gonna start heading back up now. We have to start heading to Nerja. We have to make our bus. So yeah, short stay here, but we're gonna be back up the top in a minute. So we're back up close to the road now. Kind of a weird vibe down there. There's a lot of people living there. Everything from like makeshift houses to just tents to just like, I don't know, for example, there's people living up in those caves there. You can sort of see their stuff. But then there's someone here that actually has like animals down there too, but that's kind of in a cave too. There's a lot of tents. I mean, people were living on the beach and it's not all just abandoned. I mean, we saw people, so I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like they're trying to hurt anybody. There's other tourists going there too. Just makes it kind of like a weird feel. We didn't want to be there too long. I was glad to see it though. The beach was really beautiful. So I don't know, interesting going through all those tunnels to the abandoned beach. But yeah, kind of strange. Not really sure what's going on here. So I really don't know what we've stumbled upon here, but there were some more like shacks up here by the road, and they were literally having a drum circle. Yeah, I don't know. And there were other people like clearly living out of their vans, which I know is like a normal thing for people to do traveling these days, but I don't think they were traveling. I think it's just, I don't know. Basically, I think we've stumbled across some kind of like hippie commune maybe.
Probably. That's what it looks like.
I don't know.
Weird.
We're just walking along the road like back towards Nerja now, so yeah. We're getting back into Nerja now. We still have some time before our bus leaves, so we're gonna just walk around a little bit more, see a bit more of Nerja. But the weather is really starting to get bad. Hopefully it's gonna hold off until after we're back home. That's what we're counting on. That's what the forecast says too, but I don't know. It's starting to look pretty dark and it's been pretty windy for a while now. We'll see. We came down to another beach in Nerja that we hadn't seen yet, and this one's really nice. And the neighborhood we just walked through is really nice as well. Really beautiful, but the weather is so bad and just getting worse and worse. I don't know if you can even hear me from the wind. It's so windy. The waves are getting huge. Yeah, we're still hoping we're gonna make it back before it starts getting too much worse. But I'm really glad we did see this beach though. The view of the mountains down there, those secluded beaches earlier were really amazing, but if I was gonna come like sit on a beach for the day, this is probably the best one we've seen so far in this area. It's really beautiful.
The name of this beach is Playa de Burriana, and even in terrible weather, the view is still really amazing, so I'm sure it'd be incredible in nice weather. But we have to get going now because we don't want to get soaked. So we're gonna head back up to the bus station. We made it back on the bus. We did get rained on a bit, but we're on our way back now. So see you guys when we get there.
We made it back to our Airbnb, and now we can watch the storm from the comfort of our apartment instead of out in the rain. But yeah, we had a good day today in the Maro area. We enjoyed seeing those deserted beaches. But now it's the end of our time here in this area, actually. So what did you think of the Nerja area as a whole?
Actually, I think it's really beautiful, especially Nerja and Frigiliana, the mountains surrounding it's really beautiful, and also the beaches that we've seen today, especially the Nerja beaches. That's probably my highest recommendation when we're talking about the beaches. The Maro beaches were nice. I didn't find it that interesting, but it depends what kind of beaches are you looking for and all that. But what we definitely recommend is staying in Nerja itself. If you are planning to move around those places and do and see the surrounding areas, probably better than staying like we stayed in a further place and then having to rely on just one bus per day. For example, like this weekend, we only on weekends there's only one bus per day that takes us there, so we kind of just have to do that or stay stuck here the whole day. And we chose this option because we really liked the view, which we really enjoyed it, but I don't think we would do it again. In the beginning, we were planning to do it with a car, and in that case, it only makes sense. So if you're doing it with a car, you can stay further and just move around, obviously. But if you're relying on a public transportation, definitely stay in Nerja and see the surrounding area. I think it's worth it and beautiful.
Yeah, definitely need to be either in Nerja itself or have a car.
Yeah.
You can't do it the way we did. It doesn't work, at least not well. But yeah, I really like Nerja. I think it's a really good place. It has definitely a relaxing vacation kind of vibe. I think it'd be a really good place for a beach vacation. And Maro that we saw today, right next to it, I thought those secluded beaches were really interesting. A little bit weird at times, but they're beautiful. So, and Frigiliana definitely I think is one of the most beautiful white villages.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
probably one of the most beautiful towns we've seen, mostly because of the natural setting. Those mountains around it are really amazing, and the views down to the sea. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a good experience. The one thing I would say is, since we're not really looking for a relaxing beach vacation right now, I mean, we want to see the beaches, but we're kind of going at a little bit of a faster pace, trying to see more stuff. I think what we could have done is we probably could have just allocated a day trip from Malaga for all of this. We wouldn't have seen quite as much, but the reality is with where we were staying, we couldn't see a whole lot anyway because of the transportation situation we've talked about a few times. So I just think that, well, this area is really beautiful and I liked it, maybe that would have been a better use of our time. But it depends. You know, if you want that beach vacation, I think Nerja is probably a really good spot for it.
Yeah.
So it's up to personal preference.
Yeah.
But that's it for this trip, though. I mean, we're going to be heading on to the next place now. So, yeah, we will see you guys in the next one, and you'll see where we're headed to next.
Yeah. Stay tuned to find out.